I'm so tired. It's also warm out. Fuck that shit.
It's very warm. It's like uncomfortable.
Yeah, dude. This is why I hate this fucking time of year and why winter and fall is better, objectively. Because I'm sitting here wearing exclusively a t-shirt and undies, which I'm not standing up, and motherfucking, I'm sweating. I'm fucking sweating over here.
You got the AC on over there?
Yeah.
In your house?
And I'm still sweating.
That's nothing but the day coming off you. That's what that is.
I guess, yeah. I don't know, man. I am so damn tired, though. Just got done watching the live stream from what's it called? PlayStation, Final Fantasy and stuff. That was pretty good. We'll talk about that more in the news, but it was a good time, surprisingly.
There was another news thing I forgot to put in the news that I have to go find now. But other than that, how are you doing?
I'm chilling. I'm fucking tired and not tired, and I don't have a reason to be tired, but I am. Yeah, that's about it. I got nothing going on in life.
Nothing going on in life.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I'm living my life in terms of my calendar, where it's like I have things in my calendar, and those are the only things that I look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
And until then, nothing matters.
I mean, that's what calendars are for.
Yeah, but like those events, whether they be minuscule or major, or like a whole day event, like I plan my life around that shit, and anything else that's in between is like fodder. It's like I'm just here, like just waiting till the next moment. Which, that spoiler alert for the next Patreon podcast. That's what my one high thought was about moments, and the discussion about that. We'll probably get into that at some point soon.
Yeah,
and then in a later behind a paywall podcast. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at mentally.
Understood.
How about you? How are you doing?
Tired. But you know, I feel like once you hit a certain age, like once you're an adult, you're just like tired is baseline.
Yeah.
You're either tired or like not as tired.
That sucks.
Yeah. I mean, for instance, like I could wake up awake. Like I could be wide awake. I could get a good amount of sleep.
I'm wide awake.
Be awake. But I feel like, again, once you're of a certain, like, I could always go back to sleep though. Like I could always sleep more. You know what I mean?
I feel you. I mean, I've done it a couple times. Well, I mean, it was by accident, at least for the past, not week, but like a couple days this week, where my phone, for some reason, decided to just be like, you know what? Fuck you. And turn off in the middle of the night.
Right.
Like, I'll be like laying there falling asleep to like an hour-long video. Full charge. And I'll fall asleep during like, you know, like around like 30, 40 minutes in. I'm like, dope, I'm sleeping. And then I wake up and I look at my phone, it's off, and I'm like, what the fuck? Stand up, look at my computer. I'm like, oh, it's 9:30. Shit. I was supposed to be in work technically an hour ago, so then I work an extra hour, yada yada.
Right.
You know how it goes. But I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
That is not the plan. That was not what I had planned.
But here's the thing, though. Those days specifically where I've gotten technically more sleep, I felt worse.
That's what I'm saying. It's just
make it make sense.
Feel like at some point in your life, it just becomes a roll of the dice. It just becomes, I could get 2 hours of sleep and be weirdly awake.
Yeah,
I could
the
get
most rested I've been in my life.
I could get 16 hours of sleep, and your body's like, no, we need 18 hours. It's like it's just a roll of the dice. You're either awake or you're asleep, but no matter what, you're sleepy. There's always like a little bit of sleepiness left.
Always,
I could always go back. Sleep. Quite frankly, ask what is sleep. I was like, I don't know, Frankie. I couldn't answer your question right now.
Yeah, I feel like we all sleep.
I'm getting more.
We all sleep, but we don't all rest. That's
beautiful.
Look at that.
How do we top that in the intro now?
That's just the way it is. You can sleep as much as you want, but if you don't rest, which is not a thing you can control, that's the roll of the dice of what your rest will be. That, honestly, that's kind of interesting to think about.
Look what you did. You made it introspective.
That kind of makes me want to, like, I played D&D a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
And there's a thing that's like built into the gaming system called like a night's rest, like a full rest, which for, you know, certain characters gives them their spell slots back or get your HP back to full. You know, like you sleep off a fucking fatal wound,
right? Pretty
much. But in my mind, it makes more sense that you should have to roll to see how good your rest is, but you don't. And now in my mind, it's like if I ever do, you know, run a game, I'm like, no, every single long night's rest, you get to roll to see what happens, and if it doesn't go well, it doesn't go well.
That's what it is.
That'd be so much. That's a cool little element. I might bring that up to my current DM and say like, hey, we should do this. Listen, Bironi, that's not a monster thing. That's life in Second Life.
That's life in Second Life.
Yeah.
Especially now that I'm like working out a lot more, like a lot more frequently, like I picked up the frequency of it. And so I could get a lot of sleep, but I'll wake up and my entire body just feels like I got hit by a truck.
Yeah. That's the shitty part too when it comes to like working out. Like if you don't get enough sleep, this isn't the sleep and rest thing, but if you don't get enough sleep, nothing matters most of the time when you go to the gym. Like you could fucking bench press your life away, but if you aren't getting decent sleep, you're hindering yourself in your growth. You need the loss recovery. Of whatever. And like, I don't know. It's crazy. I've been going every other day. That's my new thing. I was doing 2 on, 1 off. And I was like, my body hurts too bad. Yeah. So I'm like every other, like to a T. And I plan my life around that now. I'm just like, oh, I have this to do today. Well, it looks like I'm going to the gym at this time now.
Not a bad thing to plan your life around.
Yeah. So switching it up a little bit.
Understood. But so everybody, moral of the story: if you're gonna sleep, make sure you're also resting. And if you're
podcast title is Sleep-E.
Sleep E.
Yeah, that would work honestly.
Sleep versus rest.
Yeah, that works.
Like
I think.
Time to start. We're trailing.
Yeah,
we're trailing off now. Yeah.
Level up, gamers. Welcome back to the Save Before Quitting podcast. As always, I am brought here.
I am brought here by my legs in front of the screen to you.
Smooth. I am joined here by my lovely co-host.
And it's me. Again, just lovely week after week after week. My lovely slider is on like 99.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what kind of attribute that gives me, but
you can barter better. You can buy items for cheaper.
That makes me
like charisma.
It's like a girl getting free in the club because she's cute.
True.
And then you walk up and he's like $30. He's like, bitch.
But I'm lovely.
You don't listen to the show?
That's what what do the kids call it today? Riz.
Yeah, you need some Riz.
Yeah, which is just charisma. I didn't realize that till 2 days ago.
Well,
I thought the word Riz was nothing. Moment. Hey, look at that.
I thought it was just Riz. I was like, I don't know. That's what the kids are saying.
Yeah.
So
I thought it was just like, it's a kid's thing. And then someone's like, you had to have the charisma, the Riz. And I'm like, wait a second. That's in the middle of charisma. Shit, the kids are smart.
And then they call you old.
Yeah. But as always, you can follow us on all of our social media platforms. Save letter B number 4 quitting over on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube.
Titty
Gang. If you'd like to pick up some Titty Gang merch, you can head over to our website, Save Before Quitting, not quilting.
Save Before Quilt. That's the title.
Save Before
Quilting, everybody, please.
That's our offshoot podcast where we just quilt the whole time.
Before you quilt. Make sure you save.
Make sure you save before you quilt, because you can't undo those. What are they called?
I don't know.
Cross hatches and
the
stitches.
Quilties. You do little quilties.
The quilties.
That's an award show for the best quilt. Welcome to the Quilties, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. The 34th annual Quilty Awards. It's just grandmas all in the crowd. Woo! The quilts.
Well, if you'd like to get your grandma some quilt material, you can go pick up some more t-shirts at savebeforequitting.com. Fully spelled out.
Fully spelled out. We don't have a quilt in there yet, but
no, you can make t-shirts into a quilt.
There you go.
Or a hoodie, or I don't know. Buy a thing. Please. You can also head over to our Patreon, patreon.com/say-the-letter-B-number-4-quitting, where you get 2 extra podcasts a month for the low price of probably like 2 cups of coffee as of this point with inflation. I don't know. It was free coffee day today, and my body is suffering from it. So here we are.
Yeah, if you're basing it off today, it's not based on today's price of coffee at all. But a regular day, maybe.
A regular day. We just dropped technically last month's 2nd episode yesterday because we got a little caught up in a thing called life.
Yeah, keeps happening somehow.
Yeah, somehow life just finds a way. Someone said that once.
Some smart person said that once.
But yeah, that's just put out. There's a new segment that we debuted at the end of it, which is a segment called Chris's High Thoughts. In which every single time I've been high as of late, I have written in a Google Doc an interesting thought that I thought was interesting. One of which I'm going to just say it here so that we have it for the next podcast, and then you have to come and listen to it, so you'll want to pay the money. Beans are weird.
What?
Exactly. We're going to get into that in the Patreon episode that comes out soon, so make sure you go and subscribe to that Patreon. But until then, there's only one question to ask, and Ant, that is, what did you play this week?
All right, like, show of hands, who thinks I played something this week? It's hard to do on a podcast where the live thing is delayed, so I'm just going to keep talking.
I'm thinking if I should raise my hand or not. I'm really debating this, because I'm like, I feel like you're trying to fake me out, like reverse psychology style, where you're like, guess who thinks I did a game? But you actually did. But then you would think that I would think that. But then you hadn't played anything anyway.
Man, you're smart. You are smart, man. I'll give it to you. But I played something.
I was gonna say you did. You fucking took it away from me.
I thought your answer was what you just said.
No, I was going through the whole psychology of it, but I think
I
think you did play something. But what'd you play?
Good question. No, I played.
I played you, bitch.
Yeah. Oh, we gotta get sound effects on this show.
I can do that in the Discord now. One second.
You're gonna do the sound effects right now? Oh shit! You've had that the whole time?
No, that's like a new thing in Discord.
Oh.
It kind of did a thing on your camera, so that kind of sucked for a second, but hey, it's fine.
What did it do to my camera?
It covered up your camera completely with what I have sound-wise. I also have options from another server that are just here because I have what's it called? I paid for Discord because I'm an idiot. One of them is, and then you know.
That one. I mean, they go hand in hand, chili and then.
So you know, we got options.
We do. I played some Super Mario 3D World.
Ooh.
Because I had that on my. I repurchased that for Switch because it came with that Bowser's Fury thing. I've had it since it came out.
What made you want to play a Mario game last week of all weeks?
I mean, I feel like we were all smart to put that together. I just had the urge to play a Mario game.
Yeah.
So I played that. Even like I beat that on Wii U, but I kind of want to. It's just a fun game to like just play portably. So I'll just rock it on that for a couple hours.
Hell yeah.
I also played. Which one? I think it was. I played Street Fighter Alpha 3. because I've got that Street Fighter collection.
Mhm.
And it was one of those things where like I'm on my Switch and I just look around my library. I'm just like, I'll play that too.
Sure.
Just played some of that randomly.
Getting ready for Street Fighter 6.
A little bit. What else? I played Breath of the Wild a little bit.
Oh, you start a new Breath of the Wild, or just?
No. I just dove back into my already 120 plus hours.
Looted the fuck out game.
Just fucked around in the world. I didn't really do anything. That was it. Like it's nothing to go into too many details about. But
Hell yeah.
I've just been back on my Switch lately, and have just been randomly picking shit.
Hell yeah, that's dope. I haven't touched my Switch in months since the Pokemon game came out, and I only played an hour of that. So,
well done.
Not good. For me though, what I've been playing some random shit, as you guys kind of heard last week if you were here for that or listened to it. I played a little bit more of Kingdom Hearts 3. It's nothing special as far as I'm concerned yet. Like it's just, the opening bullshit. I finally got to my first Disney world in the Hercules world as the start. So that's kind of cool. I didn't like play much in there. I was just like the cutscene, like you're in Hercules world now, woo, and go do the Sora shit.
Knowing Kingdom Hearts, I would not be surprised if that was an actual line of text.
Honestly, it's not surprising. I know for a fact, I don't know if it was in 1, because I didn't play 1 as religiously as I did 2, but in 2, the Hercules world was mainly just like a challenge area, almost like...
I remember that. Doing that over and over and over again.
And like you could fight with Cloud in it, I believe, as well. Which kind of leads into my next game. But I don't know. I'm just kind of playing it because I'm like, it's one of those ones where like I've played 1 and 2.
Right.
I loved the franchise when I was the appropriate age to love the franchise, if that makes sense. Like it was like when it came out. Yeah, like when it was of its time, it was of my time. And I was just in it. So it worked out really nice. But this one I'm just like, I'm not like loving it yet. I'm kind of like just making my way through the motions, Speaking of that and making my way through the motions, I've been playing a shit ton of Overwatch 2.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. New season just started, so
yeah, that's right. All right, yeah. Go ahead and
there's a new hero. I haven't played any comp yet, but I think that my comp like levels stayed the same except for my damage, which went up because the devs were talking about it on like a live stream or some shit, and apparently they fucked up the coding of like the competitive shit so that it wasn't basing your rank off what it should be, and it was basing it off something else, and now it's more close to your MMR instead of just being like your wins and losses, and that's pretty nice. There's also like some nice quality of life updates where once you're done a game and you're competitive, normally at the like say if you win, it'll show like 5 games like slots, and it'll show that win, it'll fill in that slot. And then if you lose, it won't do anything. It'll just show you how many slots you still have to fill. Now it'll tell you at the top like how many games you have, like 1 win, 1 loss, this many ties, and it'll tell you like mathematically this is the accurate number of how many games you have played and done this much with. So I like that because it's a simple little thing that just helps out. As far as like the new character goes, I haven't really touched him too much just because one of our other friends, he's really hard to keep your hands off of with how attractive he is, but I've done it. I've had the restraint.
I bet it is really hard. I bet it is.
It is. It's kind of like halfway. Chub.
It's the word of the episode.
That's the magic keyword. Call in now.
Right. You hear the word chub,
you get a vacation or something.
Get your quilts ready.
Get your quilts ready. Oh man.
Rev up those quilts.
My fucking light just died. Awesome. Love this. Let's go to a fully white tab.
It's fine. You're white. Like you still
I am,
show
but
up.
I need the whiteness. But I'm dark on this camera. You see me clearly on your camera.
No, I got them both side by side. I got the Twitch open.
Gotcha.
I can still see you.
Well, what was I on about? Overwatch. Yeah, we have a friend that has been playing the character like a lot and seems to like them a lot. So I'm just not inclined to play. So I'm like, if you like the character and you get good with the character, then me trying the character out 1 or 2 games isn't going to matter, because once we do eventually play comp, I'm not going to be playing that character because you feel so comfortable with it.
Right.
And that's fine. I have no issue with that. If like they decide to not play Lifeweaver, sure, I'll hop in. But it's like, if you were asking like me if I want to play, the answer is going to be no. But if it's an option because you already picked a different character, then I'll hop in. That makes sense. But all that being said, he's pretty cool. Pretty cool character, cool abilities. I've had a couple times where I've been playing as a tank, and it's funny because a lot of the memes going around like the Overwatch community are about to be like using your ult as a tank, like as a Reinhardt, and hammering everyone down, and they all get like stunned. Yeah. And then the Lifeweaver has an ability to literally put you in a bubble and pull you back to them if you're like overextended. It has been nothing but good for me and my teams where we have played it. When I've been pulled back, it's been perfect timing. Like, it's been well communicated. Like, it's just great. So I'm having a great time with that, but I'm loving seeing the TikToks of like the tank will ult, all the people will get knocked down on the ground, and then it'll get pulled back, and he just slowly turns and looks at the Lifeweaver as they run away after they've ruined that play of the game. Right. But it's been fun. I want to play Fortnite, but I haven't. Sadly, the Attack on Titan stuff just came out. So you can get Eren Yeager, you can get Mikasa and Levi, I think it is, in the store. And then the movement devices are in the game, and then the thunder sticks are as well, if you remember those. They were like little like batons that shot out explosives. So pretty cool.
It's my porn star name.
Thunderstick?
Thunderstick, yeah.
I'm lightning because I'm white.
I thought you were about to say because you're quick.
No. Thunder and lightning. So fucking bright.
Are we a duo in pornography?
I don't think so. It was just like kind of like a play on word. Anyway, so the main thing I played.
To the gag.
Don't say gag. In this context.
The other word of the. Go on.
I played Final Fantasy VII.
How do you feel about it?
I don't know how to articulate my thoughts well about it, to say the least. Coming off of watching the live stream that we just saw, I like the look of that a little bit more, just because it seems more cohesive in what makes sense. It really throws me off that I'm playing as this dude with this giant fucking sword, which is already like hard to believe because he's like a fucking toothpick, right?
Yep.
Now everyone else has guns. I don't understand that dichotomy of like having the swords and the guns still like interplay with each other in the same world, if that makes sense, compared to like Final Fantasy XVI, where it's like everyone's got fucking swords and then also magic. Well, but like you have magic, guns, and swords in 7, which is...
Well, I'll rock your world and let you know that in Final Fantasy VIII, they put those things together in what we love on the show, the gunblade.
That's fine. I don't mind. Here's the thing. As goofy as the gunblade is, at least it makes sense that they're together. You know, it's like you have your long range option and then you could also short range it. Fine. Right. But like it's just weird in 7 so far for me. I beat the first like tutorial boss. Well, technically the second one, because the first one's like that weird truck looking thing. Yeah. And that was a easy fight. But then the big guy who had like you have to like hit his asshole a bunch to like break his shield. That guy.
This show was going places.
That one I hated. I hated that boss fight because the game didn't tell me the items that it gave me off the rip. And I fought that fight with Barrett for about 10 minutes straight, just using my potions over and over again because Cloud died. Turns out I had revives in my goddamn inventory. 3 of them, in fact. And I was like, you could have told me this, you know? From like a person who's never played
Are you
Final
not
Fantasy.
accessing your items at all up to this point?
I was accessing my items, but I was exclusively just using the potion because I'm like, I'm gonna die, need to use potion. That was my only thought. And at a certain point, like I hit the X button. I think like my dad or like my dog walked into my room and said something, or like my dog walked in and was like sniffing me, and I'm like, and I look back.
Use the revive.
Well, I like look back and I still have the X button open, and I see the other items for the first time because I'm not like in full panic. Give me a potion mode, and I like scroll down. I'm like ether. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Mana, whatever. Then I scroll down one more. I don't know what it's fucking called, but it's like revives an ally with a little bit of health, and I'm like, you motherfucker, you motherfucker. Revive him and then beat the guy in like 5 seconds. I'm like, come on. And then I also
Final Fantasy?
This is my first Final Fantasy, yeah.
All right, then I'm not gonna. I understand your frustration.
To be fair, Kingdom Hearts also rocks the same system, but like I don't think revives are like as much of a thing in that, or at least not an early game in my head. If I could be wrong, to be fair. I played that when I was like 10, 12, and I don't read now as an almost 28-year-old, so here we are. But that being said, it is very cool so far. It looks gorgeous running on the PS5. I like it. I'm curious if I want to switch it to the turn-based fighting, though, because there's that option, I believe, and I kind of want to try that for at least an hour, just because I feel like it's one of those things where you're kind of like paying homage to the OG, and like I've never experienced the OG, so I want to like give it its time respectfully while playing this game, and then if I do like it more, continue with it, and then if not, just be like, well, I had at least experienced it. Let's move back to what I've been doing. So there's that. And then also CLD in chat said, how do you hate the Gunblade when Ezra's lightsaber is a space version of it? I don't hate the Gunblade. I like the Gunblade. Ant hates the Gunblade. I like it.
Stupid.
Also, Ezra's lightsaber is fucking great. We'll get into that in the news in just a second. But yeah, Final Fantasy.
To be fair, I don't even remember what my beef was with the Gunblade. I know we.
You said it was just dumb.
That was it.
I think it was just you said it was dumb.
It is dumb. I don't concede then. Yeah, it's dumb.
Okay, that's it.
I was just curious. I forgot what it was. I know I said a lot more. I had a point to why it's dumb, but I would have to go back and listen to that episode again.
And that's in the dark days of the pod.
It is in the dark days of the pod. I have to like close my ears when there's another voice.
When the echo shows up.
And definitely when the echo shows up.
And we're on today. But yeah, that's pretty much it that I've been playing. Other than that, just been watching. You've been watching movies, obviously. You watched Mario. I watched Mario. Maybe we'll do spoiler review next pod, just because I still feel like it's a little fresh. Yeah. Came out middle of the week last week, so we don't want to immediately spoil it. Yeah. So next week, spoiler review. It's marinated enough.
Spoiler alert: Mario and Luigi fight Bowser with a gunblade. So.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, you had to hear from me. That's when the movie got stupid. Then that's when I understand.
That's when the movie got stupid.
That's why the critics shit on it.
It wasn't when they cast Chris Pratt.
When Chris Pratt's not in it. He's not. There's no one in the character named Chris Pratt in the movie.
Yes, there is. There's Chris Pratt's in the movie. It's just Chris Pratt. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got. Do you got anything else before we switch over to the news and rock out the sheer amount of news we have to do?
Dave started back up.
I did see that. Fuck. Is it just one episode so far?
No, I think now is 3.
I missed 3 episodes of Dave.
Well, the third one came on yesterday. I didn't see the third one yet, but the first 2
were out on the same day. Or were they like multiple weeks?
I feel like they were at the same time.
Okay, then I'm fine then. I was like, if I missed 3 weeks of this shit, then I am bad. Because that's one of my favorite actual television shows. So
when you get a chance, definitely watch let me know when you do. I want you to go look at the because he's from Philly, well, PA, pretty much.
Yeah.
I want you to go look at the title of the second episode.
Title of the second episode, like right now.
You know what? Yeah, go look at the title of the second episode.
All right. You know what? I will do that. Let me get the Google up. Title of Dave episodes.
Season number 2. 3, episode 2.
Season 3. And then while that happens, we're going to play the news bumper. And we're back from the news. The episode name is Harrison Ave. That's pretty good.
I'm like, what?
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I was like, were you here? What the fuck?
Where the fuck were you?
Why did you knock on my door?
Where are you? But yeah, welcome to the news. Day Before Quitting News, as always, is sponsored by the patrons. So thank you very much.
The patrons. Quite
First
frankly,
up
this is
in the
off
news.
the rails 4. I am positive. I don't know when, but I can for sure you that there will be an off the rails 4 at some point.
Yeah, mostly we're getting to the point of exhaustion where that's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to be when we finally record in person again the first time,
Probably.
and it's the main podcast, and we're just like, "Hey guys,"
We're
just like
goofing off 'cause
loopy as
we're
shit.
back together.
Yeah. But yeah, first off, Star Wars Celebration was last motherfucking weekend. And there was a lot of stuff shown. The main things that I gave a shit about, though, was the Ahsoka show got a new trailer showing off multiple Rebels characters, which is so good to me because that's my favorite Star Wars shit ever. We got Sabine in live action, Hera in live action, and then a little tiny version of Ezra because he was like a little projection, not like actually Ezra, but you know, I digress. And then also the back of Thrawn's head, which was cool, I guess. But I'm really excited for that base level. Second up was a bunch of new Star Wars movies heading to theaters. So we're heading back into the theaters with Star Wars. This time, I'm very interested because it's not going to be like another trilogy set. It is 3 separate movies. The first one being directed by James Mangold, which I'm not familiar with the name, but I'm sure I should be. We'll be covering the film covering the first Jedi to wield the Force set 25,000 years before the original films.
A lot of years.
In theory, that would be Phantom Menace that they were talking about. Because that's the first chronologically. Then, next up, Dave Filoni, our lovely cowboy hat wearing man, will direct a film set in the Mando universe, which will completely link all of the series together that are currently going on Disney Plus, like Mandalorian, Boba Fett, Ahsoka, in theory. And then I think that's it for the moment because we don't have any other shows yet. And then Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy will direct a film featuring Rey returning after the sequels and all the hate that she got, which was unfounded, and I liked Rey. I just didn't like the movies.
They probably took the hate of the movie out on her.
Oh yeah, everyone took out their hate on the actors and actresses, which was unfounded because the writing was just bad. Mm-hmm. But whatever. That being said, it's going to be 15 years after the last movie, and it will be Rey pretty much rebuilding the Jedi Order from scratch and defending it against those who wish to tear it down, which I don't know who that would be, because in theory, the First Order isn't a thing anymore after the final sequel. So I don't really know who the new enemy will be in this case, but we'll see.
Watch and find out.
You know what? In theory, it could be Mandalorians, because Mandalorians and Jedi back in the day never got along. We never like really saw anything, but it's just like a lot of lore where they're like the Mandalorians and the Jedi warred with each other for years, you know, that kind of shit, anime as fuck. But in Mando right now, they're kind of rebuilding the religion of Mandalore post the Empire, because this is the Mandalorian show is after the Death Star is blown up the second time and gone for good, right?
All right,
cool. And then Mandalorians were exterminated by the Empire. Like, they dropped bombs on their planet so that it was uninhabitable anymore.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
So they're scattered. But now in the current season of Mando, they're kind of reclaiming that the world is safe to go on again. It's not like nuclear anymore. And they're like rebuilding the order. So in theory, they could be rebuilding the order around the time that this shit's going to be happening. It'll be fully built again. Mm-hmm. And then the Mandalorians and Jedi will war with each other again. Which would be pretty fucking cool.
That would be pretty epic for the fans.
In my mind, that's where it would go. But also, just give me good Star Wars. I don't really give a fuck.
Are
But
they
yeah,
eventually going to introduce the show to the movies?
I don't necessarily think so because the movies are a decent bit of time ahead of where the shows are.
Oh, okay.
Like the shows are prior to the sequels with Rey and Johnny Boyega as Finn and them. But at the same time, they could still be alive. Like the characters could still be alive in theory, I think.
In some way, nod to it. That's all I mean.
Apparently, you've been muted this whole time.
What?
But the good thing is, if you were here live and you couldn't hear Ant, you can hear him on the video version because he has the audio.
You know what? Luckily, we're talking about this right now, so I wasn't saying that much.
It is a great thing that we were talking Star Wars, and Ant was just like, really? Mm-hmm. Yes. It's like when you talk about Mario, and I'm just like, you know. Boo. Awesome. Great. Thank you guys in chat.
Man, if you guys weren't here.
Woo. But yeah, man. Jedi Survivor was also there. They talked with Cameron, whatever his name is. Did you see any of the panel that he did?
Nope.
So they talked a lot about the game and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But while they were talking the whole time, he actually came out wearing a poncho. Because, you know, in the first game,
yeah,
you know, he wore ponchos.
Yeah.
This man hit a quota of like 69 plus sayings of the word poncho over and over and over again. They were talking about
sell y'all a poncho.
Dude, he just wouldn't stop. And it was like one of those things where I'm like, I get it. I get the joke. Let's move on now. Mm-hmm. And the one that really got me was where they were talking about like the customization you could do to Cal in the new game, where like you could change his facial hair and his actual hair. You can have a mullet. And then he like leans into the director of the game. He's like, yeah, but the real question is, what about the poncho? And I was like, okay, I'm done. That was it. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. I was done, man. I'm like, I get it. Now I'm going to hate you in the game because you keep saying the word fucking poncho over and over and over again.
Fallen poncho, yeah. Jedi.
But I'm excited as fuck for that game as well. I'm gonna.
It does look very good.
Yeah, I might request off for that and just like veg out and play it that day.
Like 2 weeks.
I think so. Yeah. Like end of the month, so.
Yeah.
I think I'm also gonna get the deluxe edition because it comes with like alternate outfits that you can look like Luke or Han. I was like, that's cool. It's a nice little sprinkle of cosmetics, you know? But yeah, that's it. That's it for Star Wars. Next up, Nintendo
went on to announcing Nintendo Live 2023, an in-person event for fans of all ages that will take place in Seattle this September. Experience Nintendo Switch gameplay, live stage performances, tournaments, photo ops, and more. Stay tuned for more details.
The fuck is a live stage performance?
I don't know. Fucking Yoshi's gonna be up there with a saxophone up his ass. I don't know what the performance is gonna be. Unless they're gonna hire
with a saxophone up his ass.
just playing the hits out of his Yoshi ass.
Playing Careless Whisper out of his fucking ass.
It sounds beautiful. The most beautiful rendition ever made. No, but this is pretty like, well, obviously E3 is not a thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is their
we can do it ourselves.
Event.
Yeah.
And seeing that it's in September, it gives them the summer to announce a bunch of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I say, stay tuned for more details. So I'm sure it'll be like, come try it out at this Nintendo Live event.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't say anything about announcements. So I'm assuming this is going to be a PAX-ish type thing. Where it's, like I said, it's 100% consumer facing. People can come in, buy a ticket, and just enjoy Nintendo shit.
I do find it funny that they're going to have tournaments there. It's like, you've shut down so many Smash tournaments. This is where you show up and make your own.
Maybe that's why.
Assholes.
Yeah, maybe. Well, Nintendo, they're historically jerks.
Yeah.
Because their rules are so tight knit. But tournaments. I mean, what are they gonna? It's gonna be what? Mario Party, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart. Like what other
I'm
tournaments?
Great at Mario Kart.
You are. You are
I'm
great.
undefeated.
If we're gonna play that blanket statement, you are great at Mario Kart.
Undefeated.
I defeated you in Mario Kart.
No, you haven't.
Well, we played it on here.
We've never played Mario Kart. I never lose at the pre. Here's the thing: I can
I'm
lose.
talking
races.
about us 1-on-1.
1-on-1, I will always beat you in the Grand Prix. Like if it's 4 out of 4 races, I will always win point wise.
That's not.
I might not win every single race, but I will win every.
None of that is proven.
It's scientifically proven.
I don't remember one scientist. Was there a scientist?
I don't remember one scientist. 9 out of the 10 dentists don't exist.
Was Bill Nye there when you were playing this game?
In spirit.
It was Neil deGrasse Tyson sitting next to you playing this game.
Listen, all I know is the household of Pib Extra and Javarath know they will never defeat me.
I've beaten you in Mario Kart. Now, I guess we didn't play a Grand Prix, so did we?
Single races don't matter.
Did we record this? We were on Twitch, weren't we?
I don't think so.
We weren't. We were just playing to be friends.
Yeah. It's shocking, I know, with how little time we have, but yes.
But we played it on. I feel like there was an audience for that. I feel like we were on Twitch.
I don't believe so. If there was, it's long gone, like stream wise.
Listen, we could settle it. We could figure out. We could set this up and play.
And lose. You will.
Yeah. You will
lose. You will. We're already past the Star Wars part.
I'm not saying I'll never lose. I've beaten you and I've lost to you. So I'm not on that high of a hill.
Here's my hill. You will never beat me in a Grand Prix.
Don't do this.
You will beat me in races, but you will never beat me in a Grand Prix.
Grand Prix is a set of 4 races. I've beaten you in races.
No.
Or 5. I don't remember. But
nope. Undefeated.
So if you took those collection of races that I did beat you in and put them together,
that's not how that works.
I know
it's not a Grand Prix.
But my point is that I've proven I've beaten you more than once.
You can beat me as many times as you want in single races. Those are fine. They don't matter.
They don't.
All that matters is the cup, the mushroom cup.
All right.
You know.
All right.
Well, we'll go to Seattle and we'll settle all our differences.
There may have been not, Frank. The echo wasn't there because we were playing. I know that because I was playing from here. We played online.
I don't own Mario Kart, so we can't stream it. Sorry.
You played? Well, who was that?
I had Ryan's when he still lived here. Yeah. All my Pokemon games are in. Not my Pokemon. All my Nintendo Switch games are in my Arceus ball. I have Hades, Mario Golf, Pokemon Shield, Ring Fit Adventures, and Super Mario 3D Land.
On Switch? 3D Land's not on Switch.
Isn't it 3D Land? Super Mario 3D All Stars. That's my bad. The All Stars was past where the where it slots in. So I just memorized it. But yeah.
All right. At some point, it'll get settled. I guess you're gonna be over here.
Bro, speaking of write-offs, I went to do my taxes this year, and they're done now, fully. And I messaged the person that does my taxes. I'm like, hey, how do I claim shit for my business that we have an LLC for? Just didn't respond and just filed them.
Fuck you.
And I'm like, so can I just not? Like,
I don't think we're not rolling in dough enough.
I guess, but I'm like, in theory, it's still a write-off. Like,
They're gonna be like, fine, pay us $348. It could have been worse. That's what I mean.
Could have been. It's fine. I'm not mad about it. But yeah, it's all good. But yeah, Nintendo Live. Next up, though, new Marvel trailer for the Marvels. You watched Ms. Marvel, the Disney Plus show. This is kind of a continuation of that more so than anything else. What are your thoughts?
It seemed fine. I didn't really love the Disney Plus show. It was okay, but it was kind of forgettable to me.
I love the style of it. Like, it was very Spider-Verse-y, which was the cool part to me.
It wasn't like, I'm not gonna say it's not bad. It just was like, when it was over, it was just like, all right,
yeah,
it's fine, I guess. It does seem like a continuation of that. I don't hate it. It was kind of like the show. Like that, they showed that trailer, and I was just like, I mean, I'm going to see it regardless.
Yeah.
So. It wasn't oh shit, let's have a talk about this right now. It wasn't like that.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it, man, because I don't hate Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. Here's the thing, I don't like the Captain Marvel movie, but it's not because of her or because of her performance. It's just the movie wasn't amazing. I like her as that character. I think she fits the character well from the comics, personally. But I don't know. It just doesn't feel like there's enough here, you know?
Yeah, maybe that's it. It's nothing is like, I have to see this.
Yeah, like, if you think about it. I'm
going to see this, but I feel like I'm going to see it. I feel obligated to see it.
Like it is interesting in theory, because, like, you know, you have Kamala, who is, like, in love with Captain Marvel, and then you have Monica Rambeau, who don't like her at all, because of, like, unknown reasons, but it's pretty much her mom, who was the mom in the Captain Marvel movie, blah, 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 XYZ. You know, we don't know what that argument is, why she doesn't like Carol Danvers anymore. But that's going to be interesting, where it's like, you got Kamala simping over here, and then you have Monica just like, what the fuck are you simping about? Fuck you, she sucks. And then you have Captain Marvel like, I'm the best. I don't need anybody. I don't need teammates. I'll do this all on my own, which is her thing. So that'll be interesting. I just don't. This feels like it could have been another Disney Plus show.
I agree.
Yeah. You have two characters coming from a Disney Plus show to exclusively be into this movie with Captain Marvel, who had a movie that was not well received in the first place. Maybe move Brie over to TV, see how people like her there, and then bring it back into the movie. You know, I don't know.
I mean, I agree with you before I even go on. It's just like, I see why they're doing it, because you know, she's gonna there's gonna be roles for these people later.
Yeah,
it's just like, it's almost like, not shot themselves in the foot, but sometimes with the Marvel stuff now, it's like, well, we're dedicated to this, so we have to do it this way.
Yeah, it's just another stepping stone, is what it feels like, and that's fine. I mean, most of the movies in the original 10 years of the MCU were also just stepping stones to get to the next movie. No one's telling me that Thor 2 is good.
Yeah, no. I feel like a lot of these are stepping stones, though. Even the sequels, some of them felt like stepping stones.
For sure.
I don't know. Yeah, I think you kind of summed it up. I feel like it could be a Disney Plus show.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still going to see it. That's the thing.
Of course, I'm still going to see it too. Yeah. Like, at the end of the day, I'm going to be sitting in the theater watching this.
Yeah. That's the thing with these Marvel movies now. It's like, I'm not in the mindset that Marvel sucks now, like most people are. They're like, everything sucks after Endgame, blah, blah. Don't agree with that. Does it have less excitement because we've already blown our load with Endgame? Yes. But we're building back up. This is the foreplay to the second explosion, you know? Like, we need to get the first explosion out of our mind and focus on the second one that's coming soon, you know? Like
yes, I know she was the best sex you ever had, but she's gone now. You have to move on.
Yeah, you just gotta wait and be patient for what they're building towards. Shang-Chi CLD was phenomenal.
Shang-Chi is arguably, I kind of want to be like, like the best one.
No, it is the best one of the new,
like the best one.
Because I don't think Spider-Man guy, I don't think the Spider-Man movie was a good movie. As it was a good nostalgia movie. Like, it was good because of the nostalgia. If they didn't have Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in those movies back in the day, and they just showed up in this movie as other Spider-Man, nobody would have given a shit.
Yeah, that movie, we discussed this on an older podcast, but that movie essentially was an excuse to get the three. Yeah. They built a story around having these three Spider-Men come together.
100%. And I'm 90% sure all of like the leaks that they were going to be in it before they were confirmed to be in it, 100% planted leaks so that they would build up the hype. That was all done by the company. That wasn't just like, ooh, they're going to bring back them. That was intentional. 100%, and then it just went viral on its own because that's how it works.
Virality. I also think that if you're going to build to that, cool. I said this before too on the podcast, but I felt like they should have done more shit together then.
Yeah.
They should have brought them in like somehow earlier in the movie, and they should have been doing shit, fantastic Spider-Man shit throughout the city. A lot.
Fantastic Spider-Man's different Spider-Man.
Listen.
This is Friendly Neighborhood and amazing.
You knew what I meant. I know who you are as a Spider-Man person. I get it. My bad.
But yeah, I don't know. Movie looks okay.
Yeah,
I guess.
There we go.
Next up, what do we got going on?
All right, next up. I just thought this was funny.
What the fuck? I didn't actually see this
News,
one.
A 20-foot recreation of the Donkey Kong arcade cabinet is coming to New York, and it'll be fully playable. How do you play it? It's 20 foot tall. Like, how do you effectively play it?
I mean, there is a stool.
There is a stool, but
join our Discord if you haven't.
Oh wait, you know what? I see how it works. If you look in front of the makeshift guy in front of the, I don't even think that's a stool. Look,
is that a?
It's the arcade pad. So you're playing. You're not actually playing on.
Someone's gonna sit
arcade.
on that joystick.
That joke writes itself. Next up.
Oh, I didn't read like half of these, so this is all news to me, which is great.
The co-writer of the Portal. Oh, my bad. Go on.
No, you go for it.
The co-writer of the Portal games has said he's joking when he says he wants to make Portal 3 because he doesn't want to cause strife at Valve. Eric Woolpaul says he would like to make the game, but that Valve is a smaller company than people may realize. I put this up. A reason I put this up is for you. I know how big of a fan of Portal you are, and I'm a fan of Portal too. But I was interested to know how you felt about that.
It's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
It is sad to hear that he was joking about making Portal 3. Because he doesn't want to cause strife is a weird situation. Because I feel like in my mind, it's like if you say you want to make Portal 3, that's just pretty much putting out a ping to the world. Like, do people want this? And then you get the response back. Like, it's the cheapest test. What's it called when like you test like products on people?
It's the cheapest.
It's like a product test or
yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what it is.
We've asked 100 married men that survey.
There you go. We did it.
I got there through Steve Harvey.
As we do all things.
But yeah, like that's the best survey that you got right there. Just say who wants Portal 3 as the dude who made those originals, and then see what happens. And then that wouldn't cause strife at Valve. It would cause Valve to be like, oh, this is wanted. Let's move forward with this as well. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's a smaller company. The only game that they've made recently has been what's it called? Half-Life Alyx.
No, they made that thing that came with Valve. I mean, with Steam Deck.
Steam Deck. I don't count that because they're also making the Steam Deck itself. So that was almost like PlayStation making Astro's Playroom. Like, yes, it's made by someone, but it's also like it's more of a tester, and it's not really a game. So, But I don't know, man. I would love more Portal. I would love more Half-Life. I mean, they're redoing TF2 for fuck's sake.
Right.
Like, they came out with that announcement where they're pretty much redoing it from the bottom up so that it's actually a game again and can work. Why not do that with more, like, single-player games? Like, people fucking love Portal.
Like, you're right. That eventually, there will be a Portal 3.
Yeah.
When? Who knows?
Not for a while. Not at all. Yeah. I'd say this was we got to come back to episode 1, 2, 3 for this. But I think in 3 years at Jeff Keighley's Summer Games event is when they're going to show off Portal 3.
In 3 years?
From them. So 2026, Summer Games, Jeff Keighley, Valve, Portal 3.
Okay.
On episode 1, 2, 3.
All right. I'm with that.
I'm going to be right. Watch this shit. I don't ever plan to be right, but then it ends up happening, and I'm like, fuck.
Right. All right, what we got up next?
Next up, Halo veteran Joseph Staten is leaving Microsoft. Halo Infinite's lead of creative has worked at the company for over 18 years. during the past 2 spells at Xbox. So making his way to greener pastures, which, Halo is about as green as you can get, so I don't know where else there is to go. But
making the first person Yoshi game. Let's go.
Fuck it.
I
don't know.
He's been with, I read more into it. He's been with Xbox and Halo since the beginning. So him leaving is like a huge deal. And a lot of people are attributing that to Halo Infinite not getting the response and that they hoped for. It got a big response, but I think they expected more, and it ran into all that trouble at one point. And I think
I don't think they have co-op campaigns still. Still don't.
At this point, I hope they're not working on it. Why?
Oh, they are. They are technically, I think. That's why we were waiting to play it. I remember when it came out, we were like, you know what? Let's wait to play this so we can do co-op campaign. And then I never played it for that reason. You never played it for that reason. And then it just disappeared into the ether of our minds.
Is it co-op? Can we not play co-op on split screen, together, or can we not play it online or both?
Neither. The co-op just doesn't exist. Apparently.
Whack.
Yeah. You're still working on it though. Yeah.
I don't think many people are gonna go back at this point. We've moved too far along.
But you know what people will go back for?
The
next news story.
Oh, the Super Mario Brothers movie earns the biggest opening for an animated film ever, which is nuts.
Makes sense
to me. The Super Mario Brothers movie earns $377 million in the film's worldwide opening weekend. That's congrats to Nintendo, congrats to Mario.
They were evil geniuses for the day that they released it.
The Wednesday thing. Wednesday
during Easter break, and it's a kids movie.
Yeah, it's genius.
So that's the only reason in my mind why they got that. Here's the thing: money that they earned. Sure, it would have been a lot less if it was just a Friday release.
Yeah,
and if it wasn't Easter, it would have been just a normal old animated movie. But the fact that they placed it there, geniuses.
It got double-digit millions off the first day.
Yeah, because everyone was off.
Yeah.
Nobody was doing shit that day, so what do you go do? See a brand new movie specifically made for the kid that you have to deal with for the next 4 to 5 days before they go back to school? Yeah.
That's what I took my kid who was on spring break to see that movie.
Science!
I mean, I took myself, of course. Anyway, I would have.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, he also he was on spring break. So it was like, well, I guess you don't have to go to bed early. So let's go see this movie.
Yeah. Fucking geniuses they are.
So I'm sure Nintendo is enjoying the money like they always do. And I mean, they'd be stupid to not make a sequel. So we already know that's obviously coming.
Yeah, we'll get into that next week.
Yeah. Right, what's next?
Yeah, next up was the PlayStation State of Play that got announced on the 11th when we were gonna record the next day after that. So now we have to wait till today to do it. So now we got to edit all this and have it out by tomorrow. Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about that now, and then we'll do the other 2 next?
Yeah, it's fine.
Because they're more interesting, kind of, than the one that we just. So yeah, the Final Fantasy 16 trailer. It's a 20-minute trailer, pretty much.
It was like a damn huge breakdown, a featurette.
It was really cool. I liked the look of it a lot. I put a thread in our Discord if you're in there in the gaming news section. We kind of just live watch along. It was just me and CLD for that. But next time when that happens and we're not live streaming it, probably do that again if you want to get involved. But yeah, it looked cool as shit, man.
Yeah.
The fighting, I feel like they just up the fighting, the battle mechanics every time, because it looks like a mix between Final Fantasy 15 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and then some.
Yeah.
It looks it looks really good. Like you said, it's hard to even put that into words, but it's just like it's almost like a dance he's doing. Like that, the fight is so fluid.
Yeah. It was a little long though, as like a whole presentation in my mind. Just because a lot of the cool shit that you were seeing, it's like they were showing it more than one time in different scenarios.
Yeah.
And that was just like, we already saw that. Can we,
move along?
Move the fuck on. And then they did move the fuck on, showing that there's going to be fucking like kaiju fights in the game.
Yeah.
You get to play as a fucking bird.
That was dope.
Phoenix.
That might have been the highlight for me.
That was like, the coolest shit.
Yeah.
And then when you're a big ass fucking kaiju that's already big as fuck and you're fighting a bigger thing, like this is fucking Power Rangers, yo.
It did get to a point where I was like, all right, they're very close. Bless you. They're very close to being like, this game has everything to the point of too much. Like it was like, all right, how many more things are you going to show me? And maybe it just seemed like that because it was this packed into this 20-minute trailer. Because I'm like, you can do this and this and this and this, and then this happens and you're this.
The one thing that stood out to me, which I kind of liked, was and I don't know if I like it because I just didn't have a great time at first, but in Final Fantasy VII, you can switch the characters you're playing, like at any point if they're in your party. For me, I didn't love that the first time going into it, especially with it being kind of a hack and slash, kind of not really, with like what it was in the beginning.
Right.
So it was kind of just like making it more confusing than it had to be. Like I'm controlling two people, but I'm not controlling two. It was a bit much. That being said, in this one, they made it a point to say that all of your allies are going to be AI, where you can still command them what to do, but you won't be able to switch them.
You're ultimately just controlling the main character.
Exactly. And in my mind, I was like, awesome, that'll be a little bit easier to play. But then I started seeing the other characters that like your AI was, and I was like, damn, though, it would be fun as shit to be that guy that was casting that magic with like a rapier sword instead of a long sword that you got. And then there's also a fucking dog. Like, I'd love to play the fucking dog, dude.
You know how you solve that problem, right? Which I'll say that they're probably going to do.
Play Okami.
Well, no, I'm talking about within this game.
Oh, I don't know what.
Come on, you could see 6 months going by, and it was like,
and then they let you play the other characters.
Yeah, play this person. It's gonna be some kind of expansion that comes out.
This is my first.
They did it with Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Well, I didn't think about it because I've just now played it, so those DLCs didn't matter to me
in general.
Yeah, but you're 100% right. Yeah, they're gonna do that. I want to play as a wolf, so I'll probably get that and buy that. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I liked it. A little bit long for what it was. The chat was fucking abysmal as always, because it always is. But other than that, I probably will be getting that day one. Not even trying to exaggerate.
When does that come out again? I forgot the date.
Fuck, I just saw it earlier too. I think they put it in like June 28th is what I want to say.
That
I think
sounds right.
I think that's right. It's the day that CLD is flying to Vegas. That's all I know because he said that in the thread. 22nd. I was close. Shit. But yeah. Next up though, well actually we have two big ones, one little one, and then you just posted one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do the one you posted first, then we'll do the little one, and then we'll do two bigs?
Two bigs. I got you.
All right.
What did I just post? Oh.
Good question.
Street Fighter tweeted out, tune into the Street Fighter 6 showcase for an extended final look at Street Fighter 6 with over 30 minutes of big news and announcements. While that on its own is just like, all right, cool. It's April 20th. It's 3 p.m. Pacific time, so it's 6 p.m. our time. Dope.
Not bad.
Mark your calendars. Hosted by Lil Wayne. Now, I'm not smart. Now, I don't know this guy personally. I don't know Wayne personally. Know his music. Love his music.
had all his mixtapes and albums. What the fuck does Lil Wayne know about Street Fighter? The fuck does Lil Wayne know about Street Fighter?
I really want that to be the podcast title.
We could I can't call
F?
it the fuck. I think the F does. It got to be shorter than that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But
TF does Lil Wayne know about SF?
Well, you got to have the whole Street Fighter in there to make it clickable.
True. Or you could do SF6, because then it's like kind of clickable.
Yeah, true.
Because people still search for it that way.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Frankie said it. We ain't gonna be high as shit. Yes, he's high right now.
Yeah, same.
Wayne, love Wayne as a rapper. Really do. He has classics. I don't go to Lil Wayne to hear about Ryu and Ken. I go to Lil Wayne to hear about lean and money and bitches and rapping well. That's it. I don't need you to be telling me, like, how's he going to host this? All right, let's break it down. It's by Capcom, Japanese company. Typically, when these come out, it's just a word vomit of translated dialogue from Japanese telling you about Street Fighter. Now, it does have the word showcase. Like, is he going to perform? Like,
I would assume that what's going to happen is that it's going to be hosted by Lil Wayne, meaning like there's going to be video cut-ins with him. Like it's going to be like, I'm Lil Wayne and here's the director of the game, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll cut to the director. They'll do like, it's coming soon. Look at this match. Look at this thing. That's cool, right? And then they'll do a reveal. And they'll go back to Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne's like, man, that looked crazy, blah, blah, blah. You know what's also cool? I got a song in the game too on this specific level. And then it'll go back and it'll play that. And then it'll be like, that's it. Fuck you. And then that's the end.
Just, Frankie, Ryu coming out to Amelia is sick. That is sick. I don't want the match to begin here. Amelia. That would be hilarious, though.
I mean, that wouldn't be badass as fuck.
I was about to say,
you sold me on it, and I don't even know the rest of that song past what you said.
I mean, that's 85% of the song.
True.
I feel like you're right. He probably will be hosting it, meaning he will be.
He's just going to be there.
The figurehead of the presentation. Yeah.
But he has to be there for a reason, and that's because he has a song in the game. But it's going to be that.
Now I want the voiceover for the whole breakdown of the game for him to be like, yeah, so we got some new characters. You quarter circle forward. You do the Hadouken. This is a bad Lil Wayne impression. I just don't know how to do. I'm not good. I
sound like Mike Tyson.
It did. Lil Wayne is Mike Tyson. I would rather Mike Tyson be doing this. At least he fights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Oh,
what's
man.
Up with the world, man?
That's funny.
I don't go to Wayne for Street Fighter. I don't. I go to Wayne for him to tell me how much pussy he gets and when all the lean he drinks, how high he is, how much money he has, and to make it all sound really cool and lyrical.
But now you go to him for Street Fighter.
Oh, he starts spitting Street Fighter bars.
Street Fighter original song?
Something. He got to have the theme of that bitch or something now.
That would work. That would work. But yeah, after that, we have one little story of new coming to the PlayStation catalog for April. Some games that are being added are Riders Republic, Slay the Spire, Wolfenstein 2, Doom Eternal, and Kena, Bridge of Spirits, which is good for me because I wanted to play Kena when it came out, and then it kind of just never happened. And it was on me. I just forgot about it. But now I can play it, and I'm excited to check it out finally. So,
yeah, that's good. That's good.
Hell yeah. Last two big news stories. Which one do you think is bigger?
Between the presentation or the cancellation?
Yes.
Between
the trailer. Okay. So, fun news, everybody, especially for me. It's great. Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. Just had an amazing state of play. Was it a state? I think it was a state of play, right?
Was it?
Either way, they had their own thing.
Yeah.
Right? They had their own thing. It was a fucking WB bullshit. W bullshit. We're going to call it that.
Bullshit.
It's been delayed. By a little bit.
Surprises everybody.
February 2nd of 2024.
It's 2 months shy of an entire year.
Yeah. Let me see if I can zoom in on this because it's very tiny. So their official statement says the game will now launch on 2/2/24. We have made the tough but necessary decision to take the time needed to work on getting the game to be the best quality experience for players. Thank you to our amazing community for the continued support, patience, and understanding. There is much more to share in the months ahead, and we look forward to seeing you in Metropolis next year.
Oh.
They got Sonicked, yo.
What do you mean?
I don't think that this is just some measly pushback because, you know, oopsie daisies, we got a couple of codes to fix. I'm thinking
they're gonna revamp it.
They're gonna revamp the fuck out of something because people really didn't like the state of play where it was pretty much just like, hey, do you want to play a shooter game, but for some reason they all are DC characters, kind of, and they all have guns, even though none of them but one should technically have a gun.
True.
And then also we're going to give this guy who has boomerangs the powers of the guy that he fights against.
Of course.
Just because. It sucks for me because I picked this in the fantasy league that I do with some friends. So now I get a whopping 0 points for that pick. And I think that was my 6th overall pick in my fantasy league. So I kind of wasted that slot. But so I'm kind of sucked. Right now that game looks like Fortnite, says Frankie. Not Frankie, CLD. That's true. It looks like Fortnite, but not in a good way, because Fortnite's good. Which is sad.
Shoot the purple glowing spots, dog.
Dude, fucking... The crazy part is, like, in the actual Fortnite game, like, the one that was released before the Battle Royale, in that game, like, you're fighting zombies that are, like, a purple hue and shit.
They were like, yeah, we're going to do that.
Like, they saw what Fortnite used to be, and they were like, what if we just stole that and put, like, the DC characters over top of it?
I'm just interested to know how they're going to change it. I'd want to know, like, because if it comes back and it's the same, like, basic game, then is it, like, because technically the game's, I won't say done, but it was a good amount of time ahead. Like, are you really going to just trash all that? Because if you do that, you can't make a AAA game in under a year. It's impossible. They can't scrap the entire game and make a new game and have it come out February.
I don't think they're to scrap everything, but I do think they need to scrap some of the combat stuff. Like, you need to make it feel more like you're playing the characters you're playing. Like, King Shark, in my mind, it doesn't make sense why he has a Gatling gun. It just doesn't. Mm-hmm. I don't care what you tell me. It's not making sense to me why a giant shark man whose main powers are he is a fucking shark is not biting people and ripping them to shreds compared to using a fucking Swiss cheese gun. Like, we don't need that.
Right.
And then Captain Boomerang, make him use fucking boomerangs.
It's in the name.
Simple, easy. He can still have guns, but that in my mind should be like a secondary thing. Like, his main power should be his main power. And then Harley, give her a baseball bat, a fucking mallet, and then make that like the changeable thing you could do. Like, you can find a baseball bat, find the mallet, you can find a medieval fucking flail. I don't care.
Do it correctly.
Do it so it's like she's a combat character, not a fucking Spider-Man web swinging on Batman's technology mid-range shooter. Like, she can have a gun, but like, that's not her thing.
Exactly. That's what I didn't understand about the trailer. When we first saw that presentation, I was just like, because for the longest we were like, what kind of game is this going to be? And then when they showed it, it was like, well, so it's a shooter. You just gave everybody guns. Yeah.
It's not original. It's just lazy because you just gave everybody guns. And that, don't get me wrong, that's fine if you want to do that. but like you're taking these characters that are beloved for not using guns, except for one of them who does use guns, and that's cool that he does, I guess. But like you can't copy paste his skill set to every single fucking member on the team. That's just not interesting, you know. But I don't know. It makes me confused too, because like, how did Gotham Knights do so bad when it did like everything so well? Like you have 4 different characters that are very different from each other in the way they fight, in the way that they use their abilities, in the different abilities they get, and it's very fun, sometimes tedious, but that's a superhero game in my mind.
I feel like Gotham Knights I think people slept on it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a game that doesn't get the props it probably deserves.
For sure. But I don't know. Maybe it's just because I have a literal Gotham Knight shelf in my room. But who am I? The big red guy. But yeah. Kind of sad, but I'm also like, fucking make the game good, please. Thank you.
Let's wrap it with the big news of the day.
I didn't watch this.
Plus, I am being told that my 7-year-old would like to eat, and they're waiting for me. Aw.
They would like to eat. That sucks for them.
Yeah, right. Well, I gotta talk about video games, so
Bitch.
I didn't say that. I'm gonna tell Trent you called him a bitch. Next up, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom dropped trailer number 3 today. Which I wouldn't even call this the big news of the day. The big news of the day was more so the Final Fantasy thing.
I would say Suicide Squad most likely, but like this is a good way to end it as opposed to the sad news.
Yeah. They just showed the trailer, showed more story elements this time, not just like mechanics. All your favorite characters are back from Breath of the Wild. Ganon, Zelda, it's escaping me right now, the name of the people who help you, Guardians?
Maybe like the bird dude and the big guy and then the big lady that's kind of hot.
Yeah, they're all back in action.
Yeah.
They show a couple new mechanics, like he's fucking riding a horse, swinging the staff around, fucking people up. He had like a fucking what's the fucking flying squirrel suit? He had one of those at one point. He's falling through like a grid of lasers, and I'm like, all right, this is a lot they're trying to add to this engine that they've had from Breath of the Wild. And of course, I don't hate it. I think this just essentially it's just more Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
some new shit. Which sign me up. I'm right back in there, right back in that world, all over again. Ganon's back, so of course because it's a Zelda game.
Wait, is the sword back in the ground after you already had it?
The sword goes back in the ground typically in every Zelda, at the end of every Zelda game. Like Link doesn't like keep the sword.
Is there like a scene in the current in like Breath of the Wild where he does that?
Breath of the Wild, he puts the sword back.
Like he's like, my job's done type shit, you know?
Kind of, because even in he does it in Ocarina of Time. He does it in Link to the Past. Like he always puts the sword back in the stone. And
you would think he would just put it in the scabbard and just walk around with it, you know? Like you keep having to give up all your fucking hearts to pull out this goddamn fucking sword. Just hold on to it, dickhead.
This is Link like the dickhead is the title.
You're making my job difficult.
I feel like we could just get into that. Like games like this, like where it's the RPG or the third person action game that's a sequel, a direct sequel, and they don't have any of their shit from the game before. It's kind of stupid.
Yeah. That's how I felt about like God of War with like the Ragnarok, because it feels like you're weak again. But like there's no super justified reason, if that makes sense. But at the same time, like there's kind of a reason. I mean, yes and no. I don't know.
But looks good. Looks like Breath of the Wild too. So if you like Breath of the Wild, Breath of the Wild's here again.
I don't know if I'm getting this.
I'm not surprised by that response.
I don't know, man. I feel like I'm gonna have a bad time.
Then don't. It's cool, man. You ain't gotta get
But
it.
like, it's gonna be good. Like, that's the shitty part. It's like, I know that it's gonna be good, you know?
But it might not be good to you, which is fine. You're not into that.
There's a lot of things that aren't good for me, but I still go to Taco Bell. God damn it!
I said good to you. Well, yes, Taco Bell's not good to you either.
Exactly.
But you're not Nintendo guy. You're not Zelda guy. It's fine. We know you're not that guy. We've grown to know you're not that.
You're not that guy, pal.
Exactly. Leave it to me. I'll come on here every week and be like, I played the same game for the last 7 weeks.
That's what the title's got to be. You're not that guy, pal.
I feel like I have to add quilts somehow to the title of this show.
You're not that guy, Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne and quilts.
Jesus. But yeah, man, that's all the news we got for you today.
Yeah, man.
That's everything. I don't think we have any questions in the Discord either, but you don't really have time to answer them anyway because you got.
Nah, if we got questions, we can answer a question or two.
We
don't
have
them.
We don't.
Oh, well, then there we go.
Yeah, we do have stuff over in the Patreon, but we will be talking about that later this probably week to record the second or the first one for this month, and then we had to record the second one for this month as well. But make sure that you tune into that over on patreon.com/SaveLitterB4Quitting. Where you can hear the next discussion we have where beans are weird.
I'm going to hold my immediate response to the
yeah. Because here's the thing. I have so many things to talk about with that, and it's going to be a weird chat, but you're going to want to hear it, so pay money.
Yeah.
If
you like
other
our
than
Off
that,
the Rails episode, it's a Patreon is just a stream full of Off the Rails episodes.
It's just constant off the rails. We're just falling with style.
Exactly. Tears of the Kingdom.
Hell yeah. I was Toy Story, but okay.
That too, of course. This isn't falling. It's falling with style.
With style. You can also follow us on every single social media that exists as of this point. Save letter B #4Quitting. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube.
The titty.
Grab
that titty.
Consensually
grab that titty.
And then also consensually grab that titty gang merch over on SaveBeforeQuitting.com, where you can make your own quilts out of Save Before Quitting t-shirts.
You can.
Do it.
Quiltiest
Lil Wayne.
Save Before Quilting, Lil Wayne. Motherfucker.
Or you, Lil
Fireballs.
Wayne. I don't think I even know like a Lil Wayne song off the top of my head besides the one that Frankie dropped.
A milli. Because that was like one of his biggest singles ever.
But I would. Here's the thing. Until today, if you asked me who did that, I wouldn't be able to tell you Lil Wayne.
A millionaire. I'm a young money millionaire, tougher than Nigerian hair. I'm not gonna do the whole song. Go on. Finish the show. Let's end it.
Before you do
criteria compared to your career just isn't fair. I'm a venereal disease, like a menstrual oblique.
Before you get a venereal disease, make sure you always save before
quilting.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
We will.
Maybe. That was the episode. Hey, look at that. Post-credit scene. Waka waka.
Doing the dance.
Yeah. Now I got to decide what I'm doing for the rest of the day. I don't know.
Sun's still out.
Fuck that shit.
No, I'm just saying like we finished the show and the sun is still out.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's shocking. That's like never fucking happens. So here we are. We've done it. Well, you got to go feed a child. I got to go feed me, who is technically a child.
I got to go feed me too. So that's all good.
Hashtag me too. That's what that meant, right?
Hashtag me too. It's back.
It's back. Better than ever. Like the KFC double down.
We're bringing back the Me Too movement.
Yeah. But it's specifically about just being hungry. That's it.
I like it. That's the way to do it.
We're taking it back. Yeah, fuck. Gotta cut that.
No, we don't.
Oh, so bad.
It's cool. I'm taking it back.
Man, there's a part of me that's like,
Clerks 2?
Was it Clerks 2?
I don't want to say what he actually was taken back, but it was Clerks 2.
I still gotta watch the third one of that shit.
Shit, I didn't see 3 either. I forgot that. I forgot it happened.
It came and went so damn fast. Well, he was also in theaters for like 2 days. Like that's like a lot of Kevin Smith's projects nowadays, where it's just like it's in a theater, maybe around you, and then you have to like Google to see if it's actually shot, and it's not. And you're like,
fuck.
But yeah, it's on DVD now, so I might go do that.
Word.
No, I'm not gonna. Maybe I'll play Overwatch, Frankie.
Yes, you will.
Shut the fuck up. I mean, I will a little bit today, but not like all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta fucking do something probably.
Yeah, what tasks are you forgetting to do?
I don't know. I don't think there's any. I cleaned my room slightly today. I could probably finish.
Don't you got like personal projects you're working on?
At the moment, none that I can continue to work on because my 3D printer, as we started recording, ran out of filament. So that's not going to be done until it shows up tomorrow that I can replenish it. I just finished a helmet. This boy.
Beautiful.
Yeah. This one took a while. I just stopped working on it. Now I have a total of 3 Red Hood helmets. This one is Rebirth. Then I got fucking Injustice 2. This is from the fighting game where he was DLC. And then up there is just whatever I found first. That was the first one.
Yeah.
They've gotten progressively better over time.
They look really good.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I will be wearing one of them at a RGB LAN / Too Many Games. I'm going to do a cosplay there. I got the armor on my back over there that I got to paint up and shit. Nice. And I got to buy a belt.
Should be simple enough.
Yeah.
Belts.
But yeah, that should be fun. That's like so far away though. It's like 3 more months. I think it's in July, right? And July is still summer, right?
Yes.
Like it's like kind of still summer, right? Like isn't that the transition month, or is it the month after that where it transitions closer to fall?
Fall isn't until like September, right? You're bad at it. Yes, summer is July.
I don't fucking know, dude.
What do you mean you don't know? You're 20.
I don't think about this often enough to where it's in my brain space.
You've had to deal with seasons since you were put on this earth.
Yeah, but I don't think about them often.
You don't know when the season
I don't
happened?
register seasons with months in my mind. Unless it's like specific holidays and shit, you know? Which I should have probably done for the 4th of July because it's always summer.
Ooh, man. You might have to go ahead.
I'm not a smart man.
It's okay. I'm here for you.
Oh, it's June? I thought it was July. Oh.
It shattered his world.
Shit. Well, I have less time than I thought I did.
I mean, that's close to July. That's only 7 days away from July.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I'm still debating if I want to bring my actual PC or if I'm going to buy a laptop. I might be buying a gaming laptop soon. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Understood.
Well, you go feed a child. I'm going to go Overwatch.
I know.
Goodbye. Bye, guys.